Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1998 Arizona Diamondbacks Revisionist History. And this will be the second video in which I'm attempting to add baseball cards to the Baseball Mogul baseball sim game. We are doing a sim series with the 1998 Arizona Diamondbacks, and I'm trying to get all of the new draftees for the amateur draft uploaded, all of their baseball cards, to replace the photos that are included with the game. I'm not a big fan of the portraits that they use, and I like to use the baseball cards from Beckett.com. I try to use whichever card is the earliest in their career, if for players who are just being drafted, or if I am starting from scratch, I try to use a card from the year of which I am currently playing. So because these are draftees, we are looking for cards that are probably the first card available for any specific player. And it looks like our first player that we're going to work on today is Ramon Navarre. We're going to do like a 45-minute video here where I try to knock out maybe 20 to 30 players. And you can see Ramon Navarre right here, 2003 Absolute Memorabilia. That's the first card. I don't really like that one. It's a little too dark. I do like this blue Spectrum. It's not actually blue, it's just a Spectrum. And then, of course, Bowman is what I prefer. And it looks like his full name is Ramon Navarre Martinez. See, I didn't know that. And the game doesn't know that. So we can correct that as well. We'll do that here momentarily. So I just add my own little code here, which is usually 10 characters. Ramon Navarre works out, or Navarre Ramon works out pretty well, actually. That's 10 characters. And we just transfer it over to the photos. This is the first one I'm doing, so it usually takes an extra moment for it to all work properly. And then we'll go ahead and edit the player. And then this will go a lot smoother here. So that's Ramon Navarre Martinez. Oops. There we go. I prefer that. I like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to try to get it right. Like that's kind of how, I don't know, particular I am about doing this type of work for the game. I've said this before in the other video, and I'll say it again as we update it. There's the Bowman card. I'm not just doing this for you or for the channel. I would just do this anyway. This is what I do every time I play a new sim. There's Lance Nick. Some of these we've already done. I've tried to get us in a place where I'm just catching the cards that we missed as we go along. Every time we load the game, it will shuffle the players around for the draft based on how much money I've allocated toward our coaching and our scouting. So, we're going to see some of the same players over and over again. After we get through a few more here, it should go a little bit quicker. As you can see, there's Denny Bautista. We've already done those guys, and that guy, Chad Tracy. We only have about a third of the players to go in the amateur draft, and then we'll be done and prepared for the draft, which will take place on June 8th, going into the 9th on this game. We are now on June 1st as we wrapped up the month of May today. And then we did a supplementary video where we took a look at the standings of league leaders, and then we actually took a look at the players available for the 1998 amateur draft. As you can see here, we got pretty much everybody. And at some point, we'll get on a run here. We've already done that guy. We've done that guy. We've done that guy. We did that guy. There were some we just couldn't find cards for. I want to thank Mark M. for digging up that Bernier guy, this guy. I'll grab that card and upload it. When we were doing this the other day, I said, hey, that Doug Bernier, he's a pretty fast base runner, if I remember correctly. Well, his speed doesn't reflect that, and it's because I wasn't thinking of Bernier. I was thinking of Bob Dernier, who played outfield for the Phillies, so I wasn't even thinking of that guy. But we'll find his card, and we'll get that uploaded. I appreciate Mark helping out, or any of you guys that can dig up some of these cards for me. Okay, I think we've reached a point. Yeah, here we go. All right, Chris Walker, that's our next guy. And we'll see if we can't find a Chris Walker. Not Christian Walker, who is the first baseman for the Astros and former first baseman for our Arizona Diamondbacks. Holy shit, look at all these cards that are available. Chris J. Walker. A Jaywalker? What? That's a crime. Okay, here we go. 2002. So we can start here and see if we can't dig up. Okay, here's a 2005 Bowman Chrome. So I'm assuming that's going to pop up anytime now. It's not actually still thinking about it. Okay, there we go. Chris Walker. Bowman Chrome Refractor. I don't want to use the Chrome ones if I don't have to, but I guess I do have to. That's weird. There's no other options. That's frustrating. Okay, well, can't be too picky. We'll take the Chrome Refractor. It's a $2 card. If you look over here where it says Beckett High, that will tell you what that card is valued at. I mentioned it before. If you have any card in your collection that you're curious the value, let me know. I'll look it up for you, and I'll let you know in the comments. So Chris Walker getting added, and then we scroll on down here and we add Walker Chris. CHRI, that's 10 characters. And there it is. All right. Moving on to the next schlub. These are all schlubs. And I say schlub with affection. I mean, these are all major league players. I mean, they did a lot more in my, in their career than I ever did in my baseball career. Cortez, Jorge Cortez, a guy that maybe only played in the Mexican League. We'll find out. That's 46 cards, and he did play in the minor league system. It looks like. So let's see if we can find a card for him. There's one, 2003 Hickory Crawdads. That's the one we're going to use. So, like, for example, let's say we get to the 2003 season and we move on to 2004. If there's a 2004 Jorge Cortez card, we update it. That's what we would do under those circumstances. So every time we advance another year, I update the cards. But it's easy because Jorge Cortez probably doesn't have another card until, 2004. So when we get to the 2004 season, I would update that card. Yes, I have mental issues. The thing is, and I think I'm not alone in this, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video, but I'm a completist. So, like, if I start something, I want it to be like completely 100% correct. There we go. One of the things that bothers me about, he's from Colombia, is that how do you not include the skin tone for the players? You know, it's on a scale of 1 to 9, 1 being white and 9 being black, and I think you can give it a number rating, and then the player will reflect that in their skin tone in the game. I do, and I will do that separately. I'm not going to do it now, but how could you create a game? I mean, this is probably somebody's life's work, and you put it out there, and it's not actually right or correct. But then I get to have the pleasure of doing it. Here's Luis Borges, and he doesn't have any cards available. Did I spell it right? I did. Okay, well, I guess we use his portrait. He must be a career minor leaguer. Well, we can actually check. Like I like to know sometimes. I don't really care specifically about Luis Borges, but also I find it kind of weird that he doesn't have a card. So he is a minor leaguer and Mexican League player. You can go down here, and he was on the Royals when he was 19, and then they cut him, and he just played in the Mexican League. Come on. Pretty much for a very long career until he was 36. You know? So I like that. I like the fact that this game gives players like Luis Borges a real opportunity to play in a sim world. Here's Walter Young, big old first baseman for the Orioles. Remember that guy? His power is only an 80. I mean, he's 18 years old. He's got 198 cards. You have to get through some of the incorrect stuff. Okay, so we get to 2002 Donruss Elite. Oh, he's on the Pirates. Must have been drafted by the Pirates. Okay, so 2002 is the earliest season. These cards are basically the same in my mind. This is an $8 rookie card, numbered to 900. That's pretty cool. We'll add this one. Young Walty. Then we add this. Yeah, so if you're just finding this video and you didn't see part 1, this is all we're going to do for like 45 minutes. And so, yeah, if you're not down for this, I'd get it. But otherwise, you know, this is entertaining. You're going to hear my innermost thoughts, which may frighten you. You should have a stiff drink. Here's Kevin Richardson, a catcher for the Rangers. Looks like Kevin Richardson. All right, let's see what that brings. 65 options, starting with 2002. There's a 2003 minor league card. That's what we'll go with because we always go with the earliest. But he does get a 2004 rookie card worth 30 cents. All right. So Richardson, pretty common last name. Let's see. So we're going to go Richard. Come on. Come on, game. There we go. Richardson. How many characters is that? 4, 8. That's 10. And then we'll add a K. That'll make it 11 characters, but that should differentiate from any other Richardsons. It does. All right. And then we'll add Richardson and a K. From Mount Vernon, Washington. Richardson. The only states that I have not visited in my life is Washington State, Oregon, Alaska, and Hawaii. I've been to every other state, either for work or for fun. Pat Strange. Let's see. I remember Pat Strange. Also, there was the other Doug Strange. I wonder if they're brothers. That would be strange if they weren't. Pat Strange. Patrick Strange. There we go. A 2000 Just card. Just Gold. Okay, Topps Chrome traded. Well, we always go with the Major League card if we can. There's even a traded autograph card worth $5. That's a cool looking card. All right, so we'll go with this Topps traded Strange Pat. And we'll add it. And then we'll click on Strange and see if he's his brother is Doug Strange. It's the same era, so it makes sense that they would be. Strange Pat. All right, there's a card added. And let's just click on Pat Strange. You can see why this takes me longer than it should. If I'm focused, I can knock it out. I can probably do 30, 40 pretty quickly. It doesn't appear that he is. It normally would say right about here. He played in 11 games and had a 6.35 ERA. Drafted by the Mets. Okay, well, there we go. Now we know. Josh Hall, a starting pitcher, perhaps for the Reds. See him represented there. Let's see if we can find Josh Hall. All right. What do we got here? 280 cards. Okay, there's good. Oh, because of Hall of Fame. That sucks. That's going to make it a little hard. Okay, here we go. 2003, absolute. Maybe not that hard. Let's see if that pops up. Is there a Bowman in 2003? Oh, there is. That's sweet. That's the one we're going to go with right there. His Bowman rookie card worth 30 cents. I think I've told this story before. I'll tell it now because, you know, this is self-explanatory at this point. But one summer, I guess it would be 1994, I was 23, and I got a job working at a book shipping company. They ship books like textbooks and stuff to universities and to hospitals and doctors specifically, and places all over the world. And toward the end of the summer, actually it was around Halloween, we got a new employee working in this warehouse, and the employee turned out to be Jim Lewis. Not the Jim Lewis from The Rookie, playing for the Tampa Bay, not the movie with Dennis Quaid, but Jim Lewis, who had just finished his rookie year pitching for the San Diego Padres. I'm from Michigan, and this book shipping place was in Ann Arbor, and the next city over from Ann Arbor, here is 2001 Upper Deck. The next city over from Ann Arbor is Jackson, Michigan, and that's where Jim Lewis was from. And so he was making the major league minimum that year, which was $109,000. And so he had to have a job when the baseball season was over. So he got this cushy job. I don't actually know what he did. He wore a suit, and I only saw him ever wearing a suit and walking around. It must have been like a, shaking hands and kissing babies kind of job, because I honestly didn't see him work at all. But being the only person in the warehouse who actually knew who he was, I mean, it would be probably a stretch to say we became friends, but we hung out a lot after work, and because we're basically about the same age. But the first time that I told him that I knew who he was, he pulls out his wallet, and in his wallet was his rookie baseball card, and he had maybe, I don't know, 10. Well, I don't know, however many you can fit into a wallet, safely. And he just pulled it out and autographed one to me. And I just thought, it's his rookie year. It ended up being his only year in the majors. And, I mean, if I were a baseball player and I was making the major league minimum, I'd carry my baseball cards around. It's like having your own business card, and I always thought that was kind of fun. So, being from Jim being from Jackson, I don't know. I don't want to disparage any people from Jackson, Michigan, but being the next city over from Ann Arbor, it's kind of a hillbilly country. And one night, Jim was like, "Hey, you want to come hang out with me tonight?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, of course I do." I was kind of a bit of a hanger-on, because I get to hang out with a baseball player. Why wouldn't I go to the bar with him on a Friday night? So we went to this country bar. I'd never been to a country bar in my life. I mean, I'm 23. I'm going to clubs. I'm going to concerts. I would never be caught dead in a country western bar at that time of my life. And we show up to this. I meet him there, and he's like wearing country gear, I'm a big old country boy anyway. I don't think I'm talking out of school by saying that. And of course, everybody knows him. And I walk in, and he's like, "Hey!" Like he was, genuinely like surprised and excited that I showed up. And he comes up to me and he says, "Tonight, anything you want, all you have to do is tell the bartender to put it on my tab." And I didn't feel comfortable with that because no one's ever done that, for me before. I'm like, all right, well, I mean, how do I say no for free drinks? And I certainly, being so far from home, I wasn't going to get plastered or anything. And so I was drinking probably gin and tonics or something. And as the night went on, we're hanging out. People are coming up to him. They're talking to him. And there's like this douchey guy who's kind of like hanging on the outside of the of this group of people. And I noticed him going up to the bar and like I happen to be at the bar, and the guy's telling the bartender to put the drinks on this Jim Lewis's tab. This guy does not have a card. And so I get a moment later on with Jim, and I'm like, "Hey, do you know this guy? Because he's like putting drinks on your tab." He's like, I don't know that guy. I've never seen that guy before." I'm like, "I'm just telling you, I think he's like, like boosting up your tab." And he's like, "Oh, okay, give me a minute." He goes over to this guy, and he just gets right in his face. And I'm 6 foot. I probably was like $180 back then. Like I don't have anybody's back, especially this, beefed up professional baseball player. And Jim's just like, "You're throwing drinks on my tab, and I don't know you. Who do you think you are?" And blah, blah, blah. And the guy's just backing down and apologizing. "And I'm so sorry. Let me pay for some of your tab," and whatever. And Jim says, "Hey, you meet me outside and we'll settle this. You don't need to pay for the tab. I'm going to take it out of you," basically. And "Oh, no, I'm so sorry. We'll leave. And the guy just left with his tail between his legs. And I'm so glad there wasn't a fight, because I don't think I could have. I don't think I would have been much of a help. So I think that's the only time that we hung out at a bar. Well, we went out to dinner a couple times, and in a group of people, but it was fun. I mean, that's the only baseball player that I personally knew, and he seemed like a really good guy. So I thought I'd share that with you. Obviously, I can't talk and type at the same time. We're getting a lot of players who were only minor leaguers, or players who played in the Mexican League, I would imagine. Some of the cards are few and far between. Here's Mike Rouse. This is a card this is a guy we'll find a card for. It's difficult for me to say exactly how many players we still have to go. This is one of those things where I just kind of keep going until I don't feel like doing it anymore for the night. Like I said, we'll do like 45 minutes, maybe up to an hour, because I still got to get this video uploaded. And gosh, that's such. Oh, okay, yeah. I really like these Absolute cards. I think they look great. This was before. Well, this is at a time when Absolute didn't have the MLB Players Association logos. They couldn't use them. It was only available to Topps. I don't really like the way that card looks, but I guess we'll use it. So yeah, I don't know. That's why Bowman is always my favorite. Bowman always had the best rookies, usually their first cards, and because of that, if you had a Hall of Fame player who had a Bowman or a Bowman Chrome card, they usually have some pretty good value. And even if they don't pan out, some of the times the cards turn out to be, maybe not valuable, but they're still pretty cool to keep in your collection. Vinny Rotino What's his power? It's only a 70. I thought that I kind of remember him being a power hitter, but maybe I'm wrong. There's Vinny Rotino. Let's see, how many cards does he have? 181, starting with 2004. These are all minor league cards. The Just brand, which are about the best quality minor league cards you can get. Have I missed any? No. Now we get to, there's the 2005 Bowman rookie card. And the first edition, which I never really cared for. Okay, Rotino. And then how many is that? That's 7. And Vin. All right. I watched earlier this afternoon, in between uploading videos today, The Accountant 2. I like The Accountant 1. I thought it was, it's a fine movie. I mean, nothing. I like action films. I like Ben Affleck essentially acting, I don't know, like, having a high level of intelligence. That seems like a pretty big stretch for him, So I kind of enjoyed that movie, the first one, because it's just, I don't know, it really kind of puts Ben Affleck to the test, which I don't think he passed. But so I'm watching The Accountant 2, and it's like, did they even really try with that movie? Have you seen this movie yet? I mean, I would recommend it because it is almost so bad it's funny kind of thing. But I'm glad I didn't see it in the theater. It's on Amazon Prime. There's Eric Reed. That's a guy I don't remember, but he was on the Marlins. Chris Duffy. The Duff. Come on. All right. Chris Duffy, center fielder, representing the Pirates. 182 cards. There's his first Bowman. Let's see if that pops up. Should. Yep. I mean, whoever uploaded the Bowman ones did a poor job of centering it. The gold, let's see, I don't like the gold refractor. That's a good-looking chrome autograph. Or no, that's just a chrome X Factor. The Bowman, a Bowman Best. Game used bat. That's pretty cool. All right, let's just, I'm wasting time for Chris Duffy. All right, there we go. Chris Duffy. Let's see. From Vermont. I wouldn't think there's probably too many baseball players from Vermont. I wonder who the most famous baseball player from Vermont is. Not Vermont University or U of V, but just from the state. Sean Barker, left fielder. Now, one of the many things that annoy me is that often Baseball Mogul does not get the fielding positions correct. I've already done the corrections. 2003 Visalia Oaks card. We'll use that one. So what I do, gosh, it's so annoying that I do this, but I do it. I click on their name, and then it takes me to their baseball reference page, and the baseball reference page will list in order the positions that they played in the major leagues. Sometimes they play a position in the majors that they never, they never played in the minors, but the game doesn't recognize that. I think whomever created this game, they basically go with, when they're a minor leaguer, where when they're starting out in the game, they'll go with whatever position they played their very first season in the minors. And often that's not a position they even bother to play in the majors. People, players change positions, before they even get to the majors. And when they do, I think we can look at Mookie Betts. He's shortstop, center fielder, right fielder, first base. So, like I'll go through and click on the position, and I'll take a look at. Here's a couple Chris Waters. Okay, I think we got the right one already. And I'll choose Atlanta Braves. That Flair card looks pretty cool. And Flair Authentics, no. Flair Box Score, no. Flair Focus, no. Flair Genuine Reflection. See, this is why baseball cards went under. There's no reason to have 1,000 of these Flair, different Flair brands. Flair Tradition. I mean, we're probably going to go with the Flair, but... Oh, there's an Upper Deck. That looks great. That's the one we're going to use. Boom. So, yeah, when I'll go through, and I'll make sure that they actually have the right position. Now, the only problem with that is... Let's find another position player here in 1 minute, and I'll show you exactly why that doesn't work at first. Lakeland, that's where he's from. Tigers minor league or spring training stadium is there. I've been to that stadium. Joker Marchant Stadium. There's Waters, CHRI. Okay, I'll show you why that doesn't work. If we get another position player, let's skip ahead one or two here. Oh, we're getting all pitchers now. Okay, well, Victor Sanchez. So let's say if you look at his fielding here, his best fielding position is first base, and second base is the second best, and then left field, and then right field, right? So the game may have said that he is a left fielder, but actually second base was the position that he played the most, then I would have changed it to second base, and he's still got some work to do before he becomes a viable second baseman. So, I don't know. That's why I guess it's good that they get minor league opportunities to, go through the minor league system and improve their defense and their hitting and all that. Aaron Wasserman, what a weird way to spell Aaron. Couple N's on the man. White Sox relief pitcher. Only 10 cards. That'll make it easy, if we have any. Oh, there's his rookie card, a 52, a Topps 52. That's so weird. That is his only card, and it's not even a regular card. So this is the card that he would carry in his wallet for the rest of his life. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's one whole word, Wasserman. And I bet you he's the only Wasserman in there, so we don't have to worry about designating it with his first initial. All right. Slyacauga, Alabama. All right. Wasserman. That's a great card, though. If you're going to have only one card, that's as good as you're going to get. Mike Thompson, that's going to be a tough one. How many Mike Thompsons have there been in the major leagues? Probably a shit ton. Mike Thompson, let's see. We may have to do a little extra research on this one. Well, 102 products. There's Mike Wayne, Mike P, Mike L. And you can see all the way back to 1973. Maybe this is the son of that Mike Thompson. All right. There's a Mike Thompson in the 80s. And then here we go. Here's our Mike Thompson. A 2000 team best rookie. Is there any other options? Oh, okay, nope. So which is the best looking one? I guess we're going to go with that one. Oh, it's an error card. Error 84. Is that his birthday? I don't know. No, that can't be right. Right? Could it be right? No. Sorry. Okay, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to have to designate a number because we have the other Mike Thompson in there somewhere, right? Yeah, we sure do. So we're going to keep both files. There's another Mike Thompson right there. Oh, wait, no, that's a Milt Thompson. There's our other Mike Thompson. So we're going to do M.I. Thompson 3. Right? There we go. And then we do from Colorado. Come on, game. Come on. Thompson, MI3. And out of curiosity, let's see, is he Mike Thompson, the son of Mike Thompson? I guess it would be Mike Thompson Jr. Let's see what it is all about. Take your time. There's his photo. Nope. Not son of anybody. I mean, I'm sure he's son of somebody, but not anybody that we're going to know about. All right. So, Brad Salmon? Whoa. Is that Tim Salmon's brother? How many Salmons can there be? It's got to be Tim Salmon's brother, right? Well, now we're going to have to check that too. All right. 19, that's a Tim Salmon. I think we would have heard if Tim Salmon had a brother. 2006 Louisville Bats. It has to be. That's his first card, nothing else. And Brad, we can use the full name. Brad Salmon. All right. Do you want to know if he is the brother of Tim Salmon? I guess we probably would know that if it were, but we're going to look. Wow, 60% ground ball percentage? That's kind of amazing. Brad Salmon. Come on. No. Bradley Keith Salmon. I just don't feel like that's a very common name, but maybe it is. Okay, Mike O'Connor. Kind of remember him. Let's see, what does Mike O'Connor have to offer us? A total of 100 cards. All right. There's his 2006 Bowman Chrome Draft. Will it? Yeah, there is one. Okay. This is when the Bowman Chrome started getting good. I like this year. Is there just a Bowman Draft? Oh, there's a prospect card too. I just want the Bowman. That's a great looking card there. Okay, there it is. That's the card we want. Oh, we'll go with the gold version. Okay. O'Connor, which is 7, 8, 9, 10. How much is that gold one worth? Oh, 75 cents. Okay. Hopefully you find, I don't know why you would find this interesting, but hopefully you find it interesting. Yeah, sticking around. Like this is the third video I've uploaded today. I really don't like to do 3 videos a day. I wouldn't want a channel that I follow on YouTube to monopolize that much of my time. So this won't happen very often, if ever again, that we'll have 3 videos. But when I started this channel and it got popular by my standards anyway, so quickly. The whole idea was to do a game a day and also open up sports cards once a day, every day. So I was going to do 2 videos. The Luis Martinez from the 2000s, I'm guessing. How far do we have to go to get to that? Oh, okay, here we go. Not that far. Milwaukee, and there's Milwaukee. So yeah, I mean, the whole thing was I was going to do 2 videos every single day to kind of keep the channel promoted. I like this blue one here. Is there a better brand? Is there even a Topps? No, there's not a Topps. Okay, so we're going to go back to these. Yeah, let's go with this one. And we'll probably have to designate a number on this too. But as I was saying about doing 2 videos a day, like I wanted to keep both aspects of my channel with new content as often as I could. Wait, is that the only? Oh, here we go. Oh, that is the only LU Martinez. All right. But to do a baseball card video every day for the channel, it got to be very costly. And I don't really keep any of the cards that I opened. I usually turn right around and try to sell the better ones. And the turnaround time on that, I couldn't keep up with it. Here's Ryan Braun, but the pitcher Ryan Braun. I don't know if you remember this Ryan Braun or not. I'm sure you remember the steroid Ryan Braun. Stole the MVP from Matt Kemp. Ryan Braun did. And they got nabbed for roids and tried to blame it on somebody else. Oh gosh, there's going to be so many Ryan Brauns, right? So is this Ryan Z. Braun? I guess we have to find out which Ryan Braun it is. So let's see here. Because there's nearly 5,000 Ryan Braun cards. Come on. So I still do, the sports card videos, but just not as, it's Ryan Zachary Braun. So the easiest way to do this is just to click on Ryan Z. Braun and see what they have to offer. This way it's kind of annoying, but when you don't have any other option, this is what we do. Okay, so this is a 2006 TriStar. I've actually got a 2006 TriStar Max Scherzer card in my collection, which is pretty sweet. His, pre-rookie card. Or did I sell it? I can't remember. Okay, so here's the Ryan Braun before the Ryan Braun. So once we, I think I've mentioned this already, but once we finish with the, where is he from, Canada? Kirchner. Once we finish adding the cards for the draftees, then the next team we'll do will be Seattle. I'll actually start doing the Seattle team. We'll do the offense one day, and then we'll do the pitchers the next day. And I do need to find a way to get all of that done. And then I'm going to get started on doing the 1972 Seattle Pilots season, because that's going to take time to update the cards from the 71 cards. That is going to be fun. Like I will actually do those videos because those cards are great. They are trippy. The 72 cards are my favorite cards from the 70s. And at one point I was really trying very hard to get as many as in that collection as I could, but I didn't get very far. 2003 Birkins, and then a 2004. So we'll do the 2003. I didn't really keep track of how long this video has been going. Let's take a look here after we add Kurt Berkins. Never heard of this guy, but apparently he was a real guy. West Hills, California. Berkins, K-U-R. That's right. Okay. Okay, let's just check and see where we're at with time. 45 minutes. Wow, that's actually perfect. All right, so why don't we call this one? Let's just find out. We're at Victor Sanchez. Let's see. Do we see Victor Sanchez anywhere here? Sweet baby Jesus, how much more do we have to go? Some of these we probably have already done. Victor Marte. Victor Sanchez. And then some of these we have already done, like they've resorted itself. It still feels like a real effort. But we'll get it done. I'm not sweating it. All right. Hey, man, I really appreciate you guys hanging out and watching me do this. Hopefully you enjoyed my stories. I got a million of them I could share. We'll come back tomorrow and play. I guess we are on June 1st. We've got a 4-game series coming up at home versus the Astros, a team in which we have not played yet. So that should be interesting. Okay, until tomorrow, everyone, have a great day.